Yep.
All right, buddy. Hi, welcome back to another Wayne and Ray podcast, episode 2. It's Friday, and so I think we're gonna stick to recording our podcast on Friday just because the end of the week. What are we talking about today, Miss?
So today we're kind of getting into the topic of kids, raising them, what it's like, expectations, and, comparison of what it was like as your parents raising you and versus kids today.
Yeah.
So we're going to touch on that subject. So, I guess if you don't know, we are a family of 4, 2 kids. We share a little girl together. And I have a son. His name, I'm not going to say his name. I don't think that's necessary. But I guess we could, right? It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, we share a daughter, Eliana, and we don't share.
We don't share.
I have a son.
We have a stepson.
I have a son. We have a stepson.
We have a stepson. We just borrowed him from somebody. He's our stepson.
I have a son. His name's Ivory, and Wayne is, stepdad. So we're just kind of touching on the subject of, I guess, raising them, what it's like, and what we expect of them as they do grow up and grow older. So I guess first getting into it, I do want to ask.
Am I breathing too loud?
No.
I'm full.
Are you really?
Yeah, we had
takeout.
We had Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah, it was so good.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
But what was your, I don't know, I guess expectation or your...
My expectations of both of them?
No, I guess becoming Ivory's step-parent.
What was my expectations of becoming a step-parent to Ivory?
Yeah. Like, did you have expectations?
Yeah, I guess in a way I thought it was going to be, in a way easy. I thought it'd be easy to transition from, just being me and then, alone and then having to take care of a kid, I guess.
Yeah.
That isn't necessarily mine.
Yeah.
To some people it's easy. I think it's easy for them to make that transition. I think it's, maybe I just don't have that bone in my body. I don't know. But yeah. It was kind of difficult. And I think a lot of it has to do with just the fact that I wasn't there like the first couple years. Because I came into his life when he was 2.
Yeah,
he turned 2.
He turned 2.
And so I think just because I wasn't a part of his life in the beginning, things that he may have learned or habits that he may have picked up were different from what I would expect my kid to be or to grow up like.
Yeah.
So I think that was a hard part, and it still kind of is, but it's not, I guess not that hard now because he's a little older.
Yeah.
But
no, I can't hear you breathing.
Sorry. But that was I think that was the kind of the part that was a little bit difficult for me. But yeah.
Okay. What about like I guess you already answered that from then until
What about
now.
you? What was your expectations of becoming a mom?
A mom?
Yeah. Well, I mean, because obviously Ivory's your first.
Yeah.
So what was that like? What did you expect when you found out you were pregnant? And what was your expectations on how things were going to go?
I guess I was scared, obviously. I was young.
Yeah.
I was still in high school.
Yeah.
And I feel like I had support, but it wasn't like, I don't know, like the kind of family support that I would have wanted or expected.
Yeah.
So I feel like obviously my dad and stepmom, they were both very supportive and, willing to watch him, if anything,
Yeah.
And
See,
go ahead.
oh, just because I feel like that's kind of where, I mean, this is my opinion, but so where some kids kind of develop, I guess I don't want to say bad habits, but because grandparents are grandparents, right? They let kids get away with a lot of stuff,
Yeah,
and so I feel like those type of habits or whatever it is,
they're developed
they're
early.
developed during that time because then grandparents are just like, oh, do whatever, let them do whatever, type stuff.
Yeah,
And I think that's the difference. That was what I had. I don't want to say deal with because it wasn't something that I was like, oh, I got to deal with it. But it's just something that I had to work through, I guess, and get used to that part.
Yeah.
Because bringing up Eliana was a whole lot different.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But anyways, go ahead. Sorry. Just had to point that out.
Oh, yeah. No, I agree because it definitely was like that for both. The times where he was mostly around my dad and stepmom. So that's how they were with him. Like, oh, he's just little. He's just a boy is the saying.
Yeah, that's one thing that I dislike that a lot of parents say.
Yeah,
that,
boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys. They're just boys, And
yeah.
It's always like, well, these little boys are going to grow up to be teens and then they're going to grow up to be young men and then adults. And
yeah,
I feel like it's like instilling in them certain values and certain ways to do things when they're small needs to happen when they're small.
Yeah.
Not just treated as, oh, well, they're just kids. Just let them, do whatever.
Yeah.
Like if they're just playing whatever that part. Yeah, I get that part. But
yeah,
like if they're doing something that
like the morals,
like, misbehaving and stuff, then I feel like that needs to be addressed
while they're young,
while they're small. So that way, when they turn 5 and they're say in, I don't know, kindergarten, and they start acting up, and then you try to correct it, then you're
like too far along.
Yeah, you're struggling to correct what was done for the past 5 years.
Right.
Of them just getting away with everything.
Yeah.
So
that's another thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back, it was just like scary. I felt like I had to grow up pretty fast. I was still, like I said, young. I haven't even got out of high school when I was pregnant with him. And right out of high school, I think after, I don't remember how many months he was or whatever, but I went to my very first job. I had to start working. It was like part-time. I was like probably getting, I found my old pay stub. Do you remember how much I told you I was getting?
3? No?
I think it was around a little over 300. And I was like, oh my God, yes. Thinking like, oh wow, this is a lot of money. Yeah. But like me supporting us on my own income of $300 every week, it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had to grow up a lot faster, kind of be more responsible, and then just caring for another human and not thinking about yourself first.
Yeah.
And yeah, I that's how I feel. Like I kind of expected more help and more support.
Yeah.
From my dad, definitely I did get that though.
See, for me, I think that thing that scared me is that my parents were always like, if you have a kid, you're going to take care of it. You're not going to be able to do this. You're not going to be able to do that. Yeah. It's your responsibility. So I think that's kind of something that made me think and made me realize that, okay, if I have a kid while in high school or, still young, that they would be like that I wouldn't have that support because they're going to be like, well, you knew. You had him. You got to take care of it or whatever. So let me say it. Her or him. And so that's kind of one thing that my parents always, like, they drilled in me about taking care of my kid if I were to have one. Yeah. And that they wouldn't necessarily help. But then I don't know if it was just a scare tactic or if that's what they really felt.
Well, it worked.
Yeah, I guess. But I'm just thinking, like, what if I did have a kid? Would they still feel that way, or would they change their mind? Like how some people change their mind once they see the kid. Yeah. It's different when the kid's actually here.
Yeah, I feel like that they would change their mind. I feel like, well, I don't know. I mean, at the time when you were younger.
Yeah.
But then I feel like, it's a baby. They're going to, who doesn't love babies?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
And they're a new grandma and grandpa.
Yeah.
But, at the time, I don't know how they were.
Mm.
I feel like now,
Oh yeah,
knowing them.
now it's different because I'm old, and the difference now is because I'm older, of course.
I guess everyone's
I have
older.
a job,
Yeah.
have a place, so
Yeah.
I think it's a whole lot different. So then I don't have to worry about thinking, oh, we got to help support and we got to help do this and that and whatnot. So I think that's
Very true.
yeah. But even having Eliana, I was still scared to tell him just because I think everybody's scared to. Well,
Tell
maybe
their
not everybody, but for me, I
parents.
was scared to tell them that
Yeah.
you were knocked up. Anyways, going on. Keep going on. Sorry.
Okay.
That's what you expected though. Just a little bit more support and
Yeah, more support. In that part, in that department.
in that department.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I feel like expectations. So, with Ivory, he was already here. But what was the difference for Ivory and then Eliana when we got pregnant? What did you expect
When I found out you were pregnant?
becoming a dad to your your child and not a stepchild?
So a lot of people were saying like it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. It's you're not gonna like it basically, and you're gonna struggle and this and that. And in my mindset, I was always thinking like I'm gonna be fine.
Wait. So I'm sorry. Finish what you're gonna say because I feel like I might lose your train of thought.
Oh, because I feel like I'm gonna be fine because it wouldn't matter what I thought, what I felt, what anybody said, because the fact and the reality of it is that I would have to take care of my family regardless. Whether if it was hard, then fine, let it be hard.
Yeah.
But I'm fortunate enough to say that it was fairly easy. There's nothing that I can think of that's hard with Eliana right now.
Yeah.
Of course, and then everybody's probably gonna say, "Oh, wait till she gets older. Wait till she turns 18." When we get there, we get there. But even still, then I think it's still not gonna be
hard.
Like, oh, it's so hard.
Yeah.
I think it's just gonna be a matter of understanding her.
Yeah.
Getting my opinions and my thoughts to her, to where she understands. Like even right now, we talk to her. Like when something happens, something bad happens,
right?
We talk to her. We sit her down. We have that conversation with her. And I feel like if I can just keep doing that when she gets older, establish that now when she's little.
Yeah.
So when she gets older, she'll know, okay, yes, I need to talk to one of us about it, whatever it is. So I feel like that kind of makes it a little more easier. What were we going to say?
No, I don't remember.
Oh, dang. Sorry, we're such amateurs.
I know.
It's so like sorry. One little thing, you're in a train of thought, and then one little thing, and then it's like...
You're like, squirrel.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I remember.
Okay, so what was compared to what you expected from your first, how is that compared to your second?
So comparing that expectation, like I feel like I didn't really have to expect anything bad to go wrong. I felt like you were very supportive. You were always there, and that made me feel, like, okay, this is right. This is good. This feels good. And I didn't have to worry about anything. And even like when I was, oh my God, am I going to cry?
Probably.
When Eliana was in my stomach when I was pregnant with her, just the way that you would talk to her, even you would read her books and play music for her, and I really enjoyed that, and that's what I'm like so grateful for. Like, you guys are so cute. I can't stand you guys. But yeah, I didn't feel like I had to worry about anything. I didn't have to expect anything to go bad.
Yeah.
Like everything felt right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the difference.
That's the difference.
Yeah. Oh, but I remember what I was gonna ask you earlier.
What's that?
I was gonna ask if there's oh, people were saying that it was gonna be hard for you.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I think as everybody thinks that, whatever their experiences are with their kids, maybe they weren't ready when they had kids. Maybe they didn't want kids at the time. Maybe whatever the case was, I think that's where they were coming from, as, oh, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. And when Eliana was a baby, that I can't think of any time where I thought, man, this is hard. Like everybody was right.
Yeah.
I didn't never feel that way.
Yeah.
Like I said, maybe when she's a teen, then I'll experience it.
Yeah.
But even now, like she's 4, there's not really a time where it's like it's hard or I regret it or anything like that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it for me is when I get upset or I get frustrated when it has something to do with her, it's more so coming from me. It's not that she's not. It's not. I feel like it doesn't have to do with what she's doing. I just feel like for me as a dad, I'm not having enough patience in that moment because, say like, I don't know, maybe I had a rough day at work or I'm tired or we're arguing, or something. And I feel like sometimes that takes away my patience that I usually have with her. And so I think those are the only times that it feels hard is when I'm struggling with something myself and then I'm not giving her the patience that she deserves with whether she's getting upset about something, I don't know, whatever it is she gets upset about.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I realize that, like, okay, I'm getting frustrated, I'm getting upset, I need to like chill and take a breath and then realize whether, what's the reason why it is I'm getting so upset.
Right.
And then, talk to her or apologize to her and tell her I'm sorry for getting upset because it wasn't really her fault that I got upset and it was maybe something else that got me upset.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times she has her moments, where she throws her fits or she gets upset about whatever.
Yeah.
And sometimes we can just tell her to, go sit in the room for 5 minutes and we'll come talk to you, or
or her deep breaths.
Yeah, or we tell her to breathe, and then when she calms down, we get her to calm down, then we go and talk to her.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
I feel like she's learned to be pretty good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's a good thing that we taught her.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Next, you got something else? I'm trying to check the timer because this time around we're trying to keep the camera that we're using, it only has a 30-minute record time per clip. So we're trying to time it to where it doesn't shut out like it did on our first video.
Oh my God, I know. Amateurs and technical difficulties, how that happened. So sorry.
2 minutes. Maybe we should take a break before we move on to the next subject.
Yeah.
Since we're moving on to the next one.
Yeah.
All right. There's going to be a cut in the video just because we're going to stop recording and start recording again. So hold up.
Intermission. Or it'll do. Okay, so welcome back from our quick break. Intermission break. So we're moving on to this other question. What would you want your kids' outlook on life to be?
Go ahead and go real quick. I'm trying to set this thing.
Okay.
It's all right. Go ahead. I'll listen.
So, I guess for me, for both of them, I'd want their outlook on life to be open, to be accepting, to be, responsible and caring, kind.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd want them to be, I guess, treated treat others the way that they'd be want to be treated,
Yeah.
and know that there's, bad people in the world, and there's also a lot of good.
Yeah.
So that was a short answer.
Yeah, I feel like the whole open-minded thing is definitely gonna have to be something
Mm-hmm.
that they're gonna need to learn, just with the way people are these days
Yeah.
and the amount of sensitivity that we have to have
Mm-hmm.
with everybody. It's gonna be hard. I think it's gonna be hard. Just because anything that is said or maybe said is taken to offense so easily these days that when they get older, who knows how things are gonna be.
Yeah.
You may not be able to say certain things just because it offends someone
Mm-hmm.
and all that, you know.
Yeah.
And then not only that, with the whole genders deal, like
Mm-hmm.
there's so many now. When they grow up, how I always think about like how we're gonna teach them the difference, and then how we're gonna teach them the difference between others and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And I always think about that, and I always wonder how I'm gonna do that.
Mm.
Just because I believe what I believe, and I know I gotta be able to, I guess, explain it to them in a way that wouldn't get them in trouble later on in life.
Yeah.
And then what was the question again?
What would you want your kids' outlook on life to be?
Oh, okay. Yeah, obviously open-minded.
Yeah.
Kindness, to treat everybody with respect. Well, actually not. Treat people with respect that show you respect. And if there's people that don't respect you, then I guess don't worry about them.
Mm-hmm.
What else is there?
Going back to sensitive and getting offended over things or comments.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that Eliana might be that way, like receiving, because she is a little bit, sensitive?
Yeah, right now I feel she is.
Mm-hmm.
I think as she gets older, I'll hope that she's not. But even if she is, I guess then that's fine. But I hope she isn't, just because for me, I'm a firm believer in whatever people have to say about you or say to you,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't mean nothing. It only means something is if you let it. It only can hurt you if you let it. If you let other people's words affect what you think about yourself, then you have to look at yourself and figure out what you're doing wrong, because I don't think that what someone has to say about you should affect how you think about yourself. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something that my parents, or for sure my dad, I think my mom too. Pretty sure they both told me the same thing. And that's kind of one thing that was always expressed to me from both of them,
mm-hmm.
especially my dad.
Yeah.
So I feel like I hope that she's not that sensitive, because she's really sensitive right now. Like really sensitive.
She's sensitive.
But I hope she goes out of it. If she doesn't, then we're just gonna have to figure something out, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like with Ivory, he kind of retaliates.
Yeah, with Tim, I think it's different, because
if he doesn't like something that's being, I guess, called toward him
or said,
then he'll take action.
Yeah, and I think that's something that we've struggled with already a few times.
Mm-hmm. In school.
And of course, that's something that I don't teach. We don't teach to, all right, if somebody says something, you fight them or you hit them. That's definitely something that we don't instill in him, have ever. So that's something that we've tried to talk to him about. And I've even tried to talk to him and tell him that, whatever people say to you, don't, just words. Yeah, just words. Don't feel any way about it. Don't react to it. Don't fight anybody about it or whatever. Mm-hmm. But there was a time when he got in trouble, and I forgot what it was for.
Or was it when he got his hair cut?
Oh yeah,
So I think this was like toward the beginning of the school year, and I took him to cut his hair, and obviously I don't know what the names or numbers or whatever of haircuts. So the guy's like, what do you what do you want his hair at or whatever? I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know, a fade. and So he asked like, "Well, what do you want, like a two or whatever?" I was
Yeah.
like, "I don't know, just cut it all off." So, um, he cut it off,
Yeah.
and basically Ivory was bald.
Yeah. And then somebody called him bald. Well, their kids were calling him Baldy.
Yeah.
And that's what got him in trouble, right?
Mhm.
What do you do? Hit him?
I'm pretty sure he kicked him.
I think it was, yeah, kick.
Yeah.
Something like that, anyways. So I remember I did try to tell him when he got home about that, not just, letting what people say to you affect you, and
Mhm.
to not lash out like that because it's not good.
Yeah.
Do you try to use words? I know people always, like, it's always, I feel like people make fun of it, like use your words rather than fight, because I know a lot of people that I grew up with, and a lot of people that I see, that's how they want to raise their kids. Oh, no one's going to say this to my kid because then they're going to kick your ass, basically,
Yeah.
type of stuff. And I don't think that's the best way, because what happens if, I always think of it this way, okay, if you teach a kid to not to fight someone or do something to someone because they say something that they don't like, and when they're kids, okay, yeah, it's fine, I guess. It wasn't fine, but I guess it's okay. It can slide. But
Mhm.
who's to say when they get in high school and they get in trouble and then they get suspended and then they get lost a year or whatever they get suspended for, they get kicked out of school and then they got to go to another school. Okay, and then say they're at a job or something,
Yeah.
and someone says something they don't like and they retaliate because that's what they've been taught,
Mhm.
they can get fired.
Right.
And so I feel like
It's what's like not the best way.
it's not the best way. Because me working where I work, there's been a lot of people who said stuff, a lot of people who say things, tease me, certain things, and it's never bothered me to the
Mhm.
point where I want to fight somebody. It's always just like, whatever you got to say is what you got to say. That's your opinion.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Hmm. Okay.
that's that on that one.
I was just gonna ask about like how, a lot of people now are, um, I don't know what's the term, but there's like there's, you know, gender,
Oh,
and how do you feel that it's gonna be difficult for you to, I guess, explain to them that it's normal, it's part of life, it's what people choose to be, and it's still acceptable. Do you feel like it is hard? Going to be hard?
for me, I think it will be, because I don't have anything against gay people or any of that community. I have nothing against them.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe that there is a certain way that kids should be taught about gender based on biology, I guess, of us. And okay, a girl's a girl and a boy's a boy. And then I feel like that should be taught to them when they're little.
Yeah.
And then when they get older and then can understand and
Like
comprehend that,
mm-hmm.
okay, there are other genders or there are other ways that people identify when they're older, then they can understand that. Then I feel like that should be taught to them of, this is, there's not just boy and girl. There's also this and this and this.
Yeah.
But as little kids, I feel like they should still be taught, okay, yes, that's a boy and that's a girl. And that's it. And when they get older, then explain the other stuff.
Mm-hmm. I see.
But I feel like it's going to be hard I don't know. I mean, if it's that obvious to where it's like, oh, yeah, that person is I don't know, are gay or identifies as something else, then to try to explain it to them on the spot may be a little difficult.
Yeah.
But maybe like at home or later on when they ask again, maybe I'll have a better way of explaining it to them. But like right on the spot, I don't know if I can do that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's been times, I think, where where were we last at? There was a guy that had a dress on.
Oh, was it the guy with the pink dress?
Yeah. and those two are with us. And I don't know. I was thinking in my head, like, I wonder if they see him, and I wonder if they're thinking in their mind, like, why is that guy wearing a dress? You know.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't ask. They didn't say nothing. So I mean, if anybody was asking, it'd be Ivory. Say, hey, why that guy wearing a dress? You know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll just explain it and get over that hump when we get there.
Yeah. When we get there, because I feel like it hasn't really.
Yeah, it hasn't really come up.
Okay.
Not right now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, did you have any other like questions?
Let's see. I don't think so. I think we're pretty good.
Okay. Well, going on to the next question. Would you want them to go to college? And what would you expect for them to get out of that?
I was actually thinking about this earlier. I would, based on their career, what they want to do, if college is required, then yes. But if college isn't required, then no. I feel like if there's a way around it, not around it, but say like
if they found a way to make money without needing to go to college?
Either that, or if say they want to be some type of something that you can get a certificate within, like a year or a few months, or what do they call it? Is it technical or vocational school, or skills, whatever it is? You can go to like construction or carpentry school and a trade school. There you go.
Oh, okay.
And go through that, and if that's what they want to do, I don't know, whatever it is they may want to do. And it only requires like a trade school type of deal or a technical school.
Right.
That isn't 4 years. Then I feel like they should do that, because then they can get hands-on, they can get to the point, and then get moving on the career, meaning getting a job and faster that way, as opposed to going to college for 4 years and then having to spend another couple of years to get your experience and then finally maybe get a job. Because I feel like, now I feel like...
You mean like nowadays?
No, now that... So I went to school, right?
Yeah.
And so now that I think back on it, I feel like it was, in a sense, a wasted time.
Oh.
Kind of.
Like going to school?
Mm-hmm. Because I feel like during the time of high school and say, I don't know, 25, 26, you're still trying to figure out what it is you want to do. Some kids have it figured out.
Yeah.
Some people have it figured out and they do good and great and, do good things. But I feel like there's a good majority of people who don't know what they want to do and they just go to school because mom and dad said to go to school.
Right.
So that's why I feel like it's a waste of time.
I see.
What do you think?
I feel like, the same thing, yeah. But then also I kind of feel like I'd want them to have that college experience.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that aspect of it, having that experience, and then if there is, something that they want to do as a job where they do need that 4-year, college studies, then I feel like they'd be fine.
Yeah.
But then, like you said, they do other type of trade school where they find a job that they like and that they want to do, then yeah.
Yeah.
Or they can be little entrepreneurs and, do their own business and start up their own business and, that way.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on when they get old and what they want to do. Then my answer may change. But for experience, yes, college. If it's geared towards their career path and what they want to be, yes, college. But if they don't want to do something that requires college and they can get it by doing some type of certificate type course or trade school or, whatever that's less than college, then I feel like that's something that they can do as an alternative of going to college. Because I feel, I remember my grandma saying, so my grandma, she went to school as a teacher. She became a teacher, and it's funny because she actually got her master's, right? But she don't like show it. She doesn't, frame it, parade it around, but she does. And I remember she said, "Oh yeah, I got my master's." She said, "Oh yeah, it's in the envelope somewhere in these boxes or something like that." And her viewpoint, I remember her telling me during that time that she said herself, like, going to school was a kind of a waste of time because you're sitting in a class with a bunch of kids and you read a book and then they test you on what you read, or you have to write a paper based on what you read, and then they grade you and judge you on whether or not if you understood what it is you read.
Yeah.
And if you didn't, then you fail. Like, it's like this, like you could basically buy a book yourself, read the book, understand the book, as opposed to paying all this money to go to college just to do that.
Yeah.
That's the way she put it, and it makes sense.
Yeah,
because there are some classes that are
like that.
you just you show up and read a book and discuss it, take a test, write a paper, and that's it.
Yeah.
But I guess it's more so about the experience.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that.
But yeah, I mean, just colleges. So if they were to go to college, I guess it would depend on what they want to do. But for Eliana, I've already thought about it. I would like her to go, of course, University of Arizona or UC Berkeley, just because that's one spot that I wanted to go.
Yeah.
Or what was the other one? Stanford.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. I guess if she could, like a Ivy League type school, then that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It just depends on what she wants to do.
Yeah. Okay.
Same thing with Ivory. I mean, I'm not sure. I know he's talked about planes. Like he wanted to fly a plane or helicopters.
He said he wants to like be an engineer for helicopters.
Yeah, and then he's even mentioned about space.
Yeah.
Astronaut.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't have no idea what kind of schools those are or where they'd be at, but yeah, I'm pretty sure becoming one of those requires some type of school.
Yeah.
So yeah, if that's what he wants to do and he keeps that dream, then college is probably the way.
Yeah, definitely.
This is the way. Do we have one more topic, or we have to take another break?
What is the time at?
2 minutes. So it's like 7 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's one more.
Go ahead. I think we can get it done. If it goes off, we'll just... Or do you want to restart real quick?
I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it'll go off?
No, I think we're good. Go ahead.
Okay. So this one is like comparison of how we grew up. I grew up, with our moms, dads, compared to
as one does.
As one does, grows up with their parents.
Yeah.
And
maybe we'll take a break because I feel like it's gonna take up some time.
Okay.
We'll take a short break, and then just to reset the camera, we'll just freaking ghetto AF, and then get some refreshments. Be back.
Intermission. Yeah.
Okay. Welcome back to your regular schedule programming. All right. Next topic.
I'm your host.
Wayne Martin Jr.
And I'm Ray.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were Rolanda.
No.
All right, let's get to the next one.
Okay, so...
Let's get this over with. Tired.
Are you really?
No. I usually go to sleep about now. 9:30. Oh, shoot, I didn't start. Yeah, 9:30 is my usual sleep time. We're pushing it here. We's pushing it.
It's usually 9.
Yeah, it is 9. My bad. Actually, no, because so we've actually been
watching Game of Thrones.
Yeah, we're like what?
Episode 10.
3 years short.
Oh, behind.
3 years. 3 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually just started watching it.
After all the hype.
Now we're gonna bring back the hype.
Yeah.
I don't know if you spoiler to anybody who's like us who hasn't seen it yet, but last night we saw the episode where Ned Stark gets his head chopped off. That was
crazy.
I know, that was a big old plot twist. I thought for sure that dude was gonna live.
Yeah.
For a while.
I cried.
Yeah. But
Like, it's funny because I only watched I think the first and second
Oh
episode,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then bits and parts of like third, fourth,
yeah.
and then the last episode 9 and 10, and then spoiler alert again,
Yeah.
he gets his head chopped off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's going on? So I was like catching up with you, like, who's this, what's going on, why are they doing this? And then
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I was like, oh my god, and then I just start crying.
So do you have a favorite character now? Not yet.
I like the Stark family.
Hmm.
Yeah. Was Jon Snow?
Yeah.
I kind of like him.
Oh.
And the brother.
Oh, okay.
The one that they call the North King.
Rob.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I like those two.
Hmm.
And what's her name? With the white hair.
Khaleesi's?
Oh yeah, her.
Yeah. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
So. I think she has the dragons.
Yeah. You didn't want to look at the dragons, you weirdo.
If you've seen it, you know why.
Quote unquote dragons.
Hurry up, dragons. That's why I never watched it.
No, don't say that. Now you're just being weird.
Hurry up.
I told you to.
Let's move next topic.
I said watch it.
Off of Game of Thrones. Go ahead. Next one.
Okay. Run into the mic, sorry. Comparison. So how we were raised as kids growing up, our upbringing compared to, I guess, their age now, but how we're raising our kids now.
Go ahead, take this one first.
I took the last one first.
Did you?
Yeah, but I can go.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so let's see. My upbringing, I feel, my mom was a more lenient one, which I feel like I am
You
now.
are, definitely.
Yeah, the lenient one. And, I mean, I can get mad. I can be the punisher sometimes. And, my dad was more the strict one, the punisher. Basically what
Go ahead.
The punisher.
The discipline one.
Oh,
the one who would discipline you. He wouldn't punish you. Well, I guess.
Yeah, he would punish me.
Anyways, go ahead.
So he's both. He was pretty strict, and I feel like what he said went. I feel like he installed morals in me, in my siblings as we're growing up. Also, he instilled hard work, chores, the concept of rewards, and I think it's different for every parent. The reward thing, the earning things. I feel like for Native kids, I don't know if it's like this everywhere. Oh my God. But I feel like in, Native land, Native culture, it's like your parent disciplines you, you listen, you're respectful. If you want something, you work for it. And that's basically how I grew up. And, teenager, I feel like it was the same thing. I still respected my dad, even though sometimes like I was mad. I felt like he was being unfair. Yeah. But, he was doing things and saying things for reasons. And at the time I was like, oh my God, Dad, like, why are you like this? Like, so mad. But obviously he had his reasons. He knew what was best, or what he felt was best for me or for my siblings. And so I feel like I still carry that today. Like, I know what's best for my kids and what I'd want them to grow up to learn and want.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I kind of feel like I have those similarities growing how I was brought up, and then teaching those to our kids. And but yeah, so like as a mom, I feel like it's typically is more lenient with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that way? Well, let's see. How are you brought up? I'm sure different.
From you?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't speak to when I was little because I can't really remember.
Mm-hmm.
But I know my mom. Was she strict? I feel like she was strict.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not as strict, but I think she was kind of strict.
Did you feel like afraid of her?
Oh yeah, but not like because she was gonna beat me or anything, but just because I don't want to be in trouble or
Yeah.
have her mad at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I'm trying to think like when I was little and how they were with me, and if they were strict or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't think of. Yes, and the only thing I can speak to is like middle school and high school.
Mm.
They were kind of strict to where you can't go here, can't go there. It was just basically like to I don't know, like a friend's house or stay somewhere.
Yeah.
But then again, I feel like I didn't really ask that much to go do that.
Like when you're young?
Yeah. Like, well, when I was little, maybe.
Like what age are you thinking?
When I was little?
Yeah, like I don't know, time frame, age. Are you thinking like these two's age?
When these two's age, shoot, I don't remember. Like 4 and
7.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's been so long. Yeah, I can't remember. I know for sure. The only thing I can think of is like if I ever got in trouble, they were always on me.
Mm-hmm.
My mom, yeah, for sure, she was always on me. But like I said, it wasn't to the point like where I couldn't do nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't speak to when I was little because I honestly don't remember.
Okay.
That much.
Well, I guess from what
I remember, yes, they weren't strict to the point where you can't do this, you can't do that. They were more so, I guess, like you said, not letting us do things because of their reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning like they don't want us to get in trouble with whatever it is we could have gotten in trouble with. I think they thought of all the negative things that could have happened out of something that we asked to do or want to do.
Yeah.
And then they say no because then they know the possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as like the working hard and that portion, yeah, I mean, like I think my dad really drove that into me.
Mm-hmm.
That if you want something, you got to work hard for it. If I was ever in trouble or ever did something that wasn't, I guess that he didn't approve of, then I was always put to work.
Yeah.
Like raking stuff around the house, or when I got into cattle work, it was like fixing fences and digging holes and stuff.
Okay.
So that part, yeah, that part, I'm glad he instilled in me, and I'm glad that he handled me in that sense, because then I feel like it set me up to be who I am today.
Mm-hmm. Would you I don't know if you would call it punishment, but do that to the kids?
Like having to go work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Do you feel like there's a line between, chores and being punished and put to work? Because, like, chores, you do things. Like Ivory, he takes out the trash. He pulls out the dumpsters to the curb. He relines the trash. And then Eliana, she just picks up her little laundry. and they both fix their bed. Those are what I think chores.
Mm-hmm.
And then punishment, like, I don't know.
I guess you see, like, those things that we ask him to do,
Mm-hmm.
he does, or they do. And any time that, say, I'm out like cleaning the backyard or cleaning the front yard or doing stuff outside, I usually don't ask them to help. And I feel like that, if I was to tell them, okay, you go clean outside, because for me, it always felt like having to go clean outside and rake was a punishment.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's
You didn't-
outside, it's hot, and
Yeah.
you gotta get dirty, get your hands dirty and whatnot.
Yeah.
But then after a while, it wasn't punishment. It was like just what I do. It was just something that I did.
Yeah.
As far as cleaning and doing, it was like a chore then.
Mm-hmm.
Like before, it was like a punishment. Then after a while, it just became a chore. It just became something that I always did. But I feel like if like my punishments, if I was to like punish them, it would be like something ridiculous, like go pluck each weed stem by stem, and then when you're done, or when I tell you to come in, and when it gets dark, then come in.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, go pick up every little, just like just tedious things, ridiculous things, like, oh, you see every little speck of dirt or something you see on the floor, go pick it up.
Yeah.
And that's your punishment. You do that until whenever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think I'm to that, the difference between how my parents, I guess, punish me, discipline me, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and compared to how I plan to be with them, is more so of a conversation rather, punishing, to, I guess, kind of express and explain to them why it is whatever it is they did was wrong or bad, and I guess trying to talk to them and get,
so they understand.
yeah, and then also get an understanding from them as to why they did it. Why. Just like when Ivory got in trouble at school, I guess part of me, or I don't know, one way, I guess, of handling one way of handling it could have been, going and getting after him for getting in trouble, and doing what he did.
Yeah.
But I talked to him and I asked him why he did what he did, and he told me why he did what he did, which gave me some understanding of why it is he did it.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't necessarily feel like I should punish him for that, because I can understand, oh yeah, if somebody's saying something and you don't like it, and you don't have a way of, I guess, expressing or handling it without, and better than hitting them or kicking them, then okay, I understand that, because he's little, right?
Yeah.
So he's only gonna revert back to what he's, I guess, like I said, we don't teach him that, but what he's been told or taught from other people,
Yeah.
on how to handle those things. So I think that's the big difference, is talking to them and understanding why it is they did what they did, and then making them realize what they did was bad.
Oh, for sure.
Because I remember that getting in trouble was always yelled at and then sent to do whatever it was that I had to do. So
Same.
I think that's a big difference in how I brought up, I guess, and then how I plan to be with them is talking, conversation.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yep.
I was gonna ask something or bring up something, because you mentioned like your parents. Well, I guess I don't know. Were they strict, like as you were a teenager and then going into late teenager, like high school? Were they strict with you?
No, I think they let us do stuff.
Because I was gonna say, like, do you think having a strict parent like makes you rebellious or sneaky?
I don't know. I guess it could make you feel that way, or make someone feel that way. But I feel like, well, in a way, I guess it makes you feel like you have to hide things.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get in trouble and you don't want to get in trouble. But what you're doing isn't wrong. It isn't bad. But say you want to go to your friend's house or go to a I don't know, football game, something anyways, and it's dark and it's late. It's that night.
Yeah.
And you're not going to do nothing, right? Like, you've been taught, don't do this, don't do that. So you're just going just to, hang out or whatever. And then having a strict parents is like, no, you can't go because I don't trust you, basically, and what you could do or might do. Then I feel like a kid wouldn't get rebellious because they know in themselves that they're not going to do anything bad. But their parent doesn't trust that.
Yeah.
They're going to do good. So then they turn around and hide it. And then they start going and hiding things and whatnot. They don't do it with bad intention. They just do it because it's something that they want to do, but their parents won't let them do it.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, I guess it could cause some people to be rebellious.
Yeah.
Or hide stuff.
I hope Eliana and Ivory don't.
What? Rebel?
Yeah.
I feel like there would be times when they might. But I just hope to at least keep that level of conversation going.
Yeah.
Every time something happens from this point to when they're older, keeping that level of conversation going, knowing that, letting them know that they can tell us and talk to us about whatever it is, and us having that patience and understanding and seeing their point of view and just trying to work things out that way, I guess.
Yeah.
So I hope that helps.
I feel like it would, because I feel my dad kind of did that with me, like talked and then was patient and understanding also. And I remember there was a time where in high school I was just like, I don't know, sad and mad and wanting to like fight. And I talked to him. I told him why I felt that way and whatnot, and he was pretty understanding. And I mean, I wouldn't get in trouble. Or there was another time where I I snuck out of the house and I told him. And also that he was pretty understanding. I mean, I snuck out, but then I thought about it and I didn't go anywhere. But I told him, like, I was thinking about doing this, but I didn't do it. And I feel like now also, as an adult, I have that relationship with him. Like, I still feel like I can talk to him. Yeah. So I feel like it, we keep this up, that they'll be the same and be willing and able to come and talk to us if needed.
I feel like that understanding, or I guess that understanding that you and your dad had, like you explained right now about you being sad and upset about whatever it was, and then him understanding that. I feel like you have that ability, luxury, whatever, to be able to do that because
I'm a girl.
Because you're a girl, and you have that ability to express your feelings, to express all that, as opposed to a guy, a boy being taught, obviously, to not show any emotions, to be, keep those quiet. And, I could say, like, if it was me and I was to go to my dad and tell him as to why, I'm sad, I'm this, I'm that, then he would maybe just say, like, don't worry about it. Basically, suppress your feelings and move on. It's still bad. It doesn't matter whether if you feel this way or that way, it's still wrong.
Yeah.
As opposed to you or any girl saying, I'm sad or I'm mad or whatever. I'm sorry, I'm trying to move on my list.
That was loud.
and then having someone to sit there and understand you and listen to you. I think that's a big luxury that girls have.
Well, I feel like as parents now, we can give, Ivory that luxury.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want him to feel he should or need to suppress his feelings and hide his emotion because I mean I will never be able to understand a guy's point of view of like what they're feeling on the inside or how much they've bottled up and push their feelings to the side. And for me, I can't even do that. So I can't imagine how a guy would feel doing that. And that's what I don't want for him.
Well, I hope to somewhere down the road at least have that little bit of understanding with him and that connection with him to get him to understand and know that if he's ever there's something that he's going through or whatever it may be, that he can tell me and just that I'll be that person for him to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Like going back to what we first talked about, there's still some rough around the edges that still need to be smoothed out, but we'll get there and hope to at least be that, because I wouldn't want him to feel like he can't come to me or anybody else about whatever it is he's feeling or thinking.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
is that it?
Dang.
Oh man,
that was feeling heavy.
Maybe you guys can comment down below, just if you can relate to what we said, if you have any stories you might want to share or comments about what we said. We love to read them and hear them and see them. We won't call you out or say so and so said this. It just it's something we all can relate to. I think a lot of us are parents now, so there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So well, on that note, I think we'll go ahead and end it right here.
End this episode.
Yep, end this episode. I hope that I feel this one is a lot better than the last.
Than the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because it's stuff that we feel about, we're passionate about, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe we need to pick more topics that we can express and talk about more deeply.
I think the first episode was kind of like
nerves.
Sorry. It was pretty random.
It was random.
Well, not random and like, hey, what are we going to talk about? Because we're like, okay, well, let's a little bit do introducing ourselves.
Yeah.
But we didn't have any like subtopics as questions. It was just kind of throwing it out there. But now we got a little, I want to say script, but subtopics.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so now we're a little bit more prepared, and just what were we gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say we're gonna try to upload these every Friday. Did we say Friday or Monday?
Friday or Thursday, because the last episode went up Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday or Friday. We're just having some issues with our laptop and
technical issues, and that's otherwise the last episode would have been up on a Tuesday, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing too, I realized today, if those just has nothing to do with whatever, is that our upload speed is low, is really low. So that's why it takes so damn long for us to upload stuff. Okay. It's because our upload speeds are crazy low.
Dang.
So that's something we need to fix.
Dang Xfinity.
Gonna put in a trouble ticket with TUA on Monday. So yeah, this is episode 2 coming to an end.
Yeah, thank you all so much for your continued support. And again, feel free to share this,
Like
it, and leave a comment.
Leave a comment. Hey, chill out. I have to talk about a third child next episode.
Whatever.
Yeah, we'll end it here. We're going to keep babbling on about nonsense. So thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. We will see you on the next episode, which should be in a couple weeks.
Friday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. We'll see you on the next one.